I'm absolutely terrified of the US right now. I really don't want to declare them. But I feel like I really need to because the Soviets are not looking good. Cronus Winter, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to Cronus Winter's viewers. We're currently at war with the Allies and the Axis. The Soviet Union is looking dodgy as hell. We are Socialist Mexico over here, plotting the downfall of the dastardly Americans to our north, and being utterly, utterly terrified of them at the same time, because the Soviets are getting absolutely ruined. And I really don't know what I need to do about this. There are two things that could save us. Italy going to war with Germany, because Italy is not in the Axis, or Japan going to war with the US, which would distract the US enough for me to push north. Like, if it's just me versus the US is not involved in any wars, it's gonna be problematic. I'm rapidly trying to build up my defenses here, but it's scary. You guys are ready to deploy. That's good. Deploy into that unit. How's Japan doing? Come on. Go after America. No, come on. I don't even know where you are on the focus tree. Long-range torpedoes, torpedo cruisers. Where's war with the Philippines? Where's Pearl Harbor? Don't have the alliance with Siam. I doubt that they've done that one. In fact, can they even do secure the Philippines? Yes. Weirdly enough. One of the following must be true. Is at war with the Soviet Union. Oh, well, bypass. So that has been bypassed. So they can do secure the Philippines. There is no Pearl Harbor focus. So how does Pearl Harbor happen then? Playing you forward with Fars and McAfee Face introduced me to the channel. I like the content a lot. Well, thank you very much, Cronus. Appreciate that. I'm terrified here. I am utterly terrified. Ah, you're about to get cut off again. Russia, can you stop it with the cut-offs? Yeah, you're having equipment shortages now, or is it manpower? It's not manpower. And you're still on limited conscription, so you haven't been silly. Germany is on service by requirement, so Germany is suffering the attrition more acutely, but Germany can afford it because they're winning. The Soviets are very, very nearly out. Germany has lost 1 million, you've lost 2.3. So actually in terms of, like, losses, we are winning. But Russia has to hold for that to happen. And for Russia to hold, we need Japan to go after America. It won't happen otherwise. It does not. It's the stupidest thing ever. Yeah, that is weird, seeing as that is historically what brought Japan into the war against the US, or what brought the US into the war against the Axis. Can anyone explain to me why Total War Attila requires an i5 and Thrones Britannia a year later requires an i3? Better optimized, smaller. There's a lot fewer nations to calculate. You see the Spanish? The Spanish are holding really well. Revolutionary women, that's done, so we got some more free factories. Excellent. Women's suffrage would give us an assertive church. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It would also mean more research, but also more democracy. I think it's time for weapon modernization. Mexico had a fantastic small arms industry before the revolution. The hated dictator Diaz, for all of his faults, had been keenly interested in weapons development. The experiments into automatic rifles during the Diaz era need investigation. How is France doing for losses? France has got to be losing a lot. Actually, not that many. So the troops attacking into Spain. Spain's killed more than Soviets. Spain is bossing this war. I mean, they are being slowly but surely pushed back, and I doubt that their supplies can last. But Spain's the reason that Germany is struggling. Oh, there's another cut-off. So all of these guys are dead, without any support. And no supply. Japan's war against Siberia is taking time. Come on, Japan, do something silly. Looks like it might be a Pearl Harbor event they get, or a decision maybe. I spread your influence, my dread tea lord. Well, thank you very much, Macappy Face. Hey, Requin. I want to get involved, and I also really don't. Also, rocket launchers. We'll get them. We've got 33 already. Whoops. Do that. Now we're a little short on tungsten. Buy it from Bolivia. They're a little bit closer. Hooray! We've got 2 air experience now. Considering my entire air force has now been drilling for 6 years. For 2 experience. So how much would it cost to add support rockets? Too much. Yeah, Spain's being slowly pushed. They just don't have enough divisions to withstand. Meanwhile, the Soviet front line is getting longer rather than shorter, and that's like the opposite of what they need. Though they probably still have like 400 divisions. 382. Ah! Heavy tank. Upgrade it to the 41 model, and then I might actually start building some. What do heavy tanks require? Steel and oil? Steel and chromium. That's doable. I can buy my chromium from Cuba. And America might actually struggle to intercept that. That's a lot of war propaganda available. I think the next time I get political power, we're going to switch it to limited exports. Because the export focus is costing me too much. The fall of Baku. Earlier today, German forces successfully occupied the city of Baku, a vital strategic objective in the war against the Soviet Union. Located on the shores of the Caspian Sea, the city is the key to the Caucasus, where many of its oil fields are sure to benefit the German war effort. That was also the end of that pocket. Republic and Spain, 871 kills, 335 losses. Go Spain. You guys are almost ready to join my main lines. And there we go, we have the political power. Let's change you to limited exports. And then new research is going to be... Oh, we could get this ahead of time, and you know what? I would like to. That's 5% more research. We kind of need it. Not something I would often do, but I'm going to do it in this instance. We're only half a year ahead. So, missed the series so far. What's the goal plan? Survive? At the moment. I looked it up. America has to take a decision to dock in Hawaii, which gives Japan a decision to bomb them. Ah, okay. Torpedo cruisers. I'm really hoping once they've sorted out their cruisers and their long-range capabilities that they'll switch to something more useful, like Philippines. What's Germany doing meanwhile? Unknown. Italy? Marines and landing craft. I'm not sure that Italy can really do much else. That's going to have to rely on them just justifying on somebody. Or going toward Turkey. Italy could still declare war on Turkey, and then Turkey could join the Axis. The Spanish have still got this river to defend as well. This has just been in the Pyrenees. But the Spanish are not even close to being done yet. If Japan declared war on the US, the US would join the Axis. We're at war with the Axis. Sorry, Allies. The US would join the Allies. We're at war with the Allies, therefore we'd be fighting on the Northern Front. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can possibly move troops to the Republic in Spain. I'm just not seeing it. Because if I could help them against Germany and put some more pressure on the German Southern Front, then maybe we can take some of the pressure off of the Soviet Union. There's just too big a threat here. And America is starting to add more units onto this front as well. Do some fortifications. If I declare war on America, they may join a faction. The Japanese would attack them. Japan's not at war with the Allies, though, I don't think. Nope. They have non-aggression pacts with the Allies. Japan's only at war with us, because Japan is not in the Axis. Another pocket. Oh, it's only 4 units. $1.7 million losses. Russia, 3.5, but they are about to capitulate. I'm very curious to see what happens to me, because I have not done anything in this war. Alright, so now my garrison force is basically finished. These two need to join this force, and then his force is finished, and then we can just start expanding our military from that point on. Alright, we've got weapon modernization. Let's get the tank workshops. Our aircraft designer, TNCA, experimented with armoured fighting vehicles during the Great War, creating a prototype based on the British rhombus designs. We should restart these experiments and create a tank workshop. We do have a sufficient surplus where we can start training more of these. Start training a lot. Let's get 10 more. Construction 4. Let's get assembly line production going. I don't really have the industrial capacity right now to build more factories because everything is going into just upgrading my defences against the Americans. Although I don't have any anti-air up here. But I do have anti-air support units in my regular armies. So we do have an anti-air capacity. The thing we're going to struggle with is is American bombing. We're going to need like Soviet fighters over here, but if the Soviets are dead, then irrelevant. And even if I did declare war on America now, if the Soviets die and I capitulate, then it's game over regardless. So a lot of this kind of depends on what happens when the Soviets die. Still working on torpedo cruisers. Venezuela is dead to the British. And I'm going to have to do a player-led peace conference in a minute for the Soviets, probably. I could just not give myself up. What's the plan if this ends early? Go back to my previous save and don't join Comintern. Germany's lost almost 2 million. 1.2 million of that against Spain. Spain is slowly but surely being pushed back, but Spain is a pain to conquer. It's just so much mountain here. And they're fighting on the rivers now, although they have pushed across the river into Zaragoza, which is unfortunate. But it does look like the Germans are investing more and more forces down here, and any losses that Germany suffers is manpower that they can't afford to recuperate. Although the Soviets have not lost a lot of manpower, so as soon as Germany cores the Soviet Union... Well, they can't core it. They can annex it, but they can't core it. 98%. So close. Fortify the border. Oh, come on, Japan. Stop playing with my emotions like this. Oh, you're fortifying the border against Russia. You've conquered them. You don't need to do this. I guess the other way that America joins is one of their war plans. But again, the longer that America stays out, the stronger America gets. Soviet Union annexes Tanatuva. Except Tanatuva already capitulated. And here's the peace conference. In which I get no say, because I wasn't the victor. German Reich took 79 states, Japan took 59, Guangxi, New Mongol Empire, Nationalist Spain were all puppeted, so Spain did go. I'm still in the war. So are the Soviets now at peace? Soviets? No. Well, the Soviets are at peace with the Axis. Except all of these territories can never be taken by the Allies. They're too far behind the lines. They're completely encircled by Axis. So what I was kind of hoping to be able to do there is just quit the Comintern, which would leave me open to starting something else, but it doesn't. The US is supporting the Soviets through a lend-lease. A huge lend-lease. Malta's capitulated. Philippe Pétain has announced that the cowardly Maltese nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of the French forces. It's kind of too bad that nationalist Spain became a thing, because wow, the Spanish were putting up a hell of a fight. Way better than the Soviets were. I don't know what's up with the Soviet Union at the moment, but they always do dreadfully. Ever since Man the Guns, I have not seen them do a good game. So I'm at a bit of a loss of what to do here. Should have left the Soviets at Georgia and nothing else. Yeah, I would have annexed just the whole of the Soviet Union. I don't know why they were allowed to keep some. Wait, there's a French division here? So the French could take all of this. Hold on, where are their victory points? There's one. There's one. Oh, Stalinabad. It's not Stalingrad. And then there's this bit, which is unfortunately their capital. So I guess it's down to how much the French unit here can conquer. Although he's just gone back into this tiny bit of the French Empire. So do the Allies have access via Japanese stuff? There's the tank stuff. Oh. Oh, it requires both. Ugh. The TNCA was mothballed for lack of funds after the revolution, but with the killing power of aircraft only increasing since then, we must stay on top of aeronautical advances. Yeah, if we could guarantee imports. Speaking of which, the Soviets don't exist anymore. Well, I'm not at war with the Axis anymore, so we can just buy stuff from them. The US is buying my steel. Alright, this is silly. There's a console command which lets you leave, or gives you all diplomatic actions, I believe. I4 console. I'm going to use that because Comintern is dead. Here we go. Allows all diplomatic actions no matter the rules. Allow Diplo. That's easy. And then I am going to go to you and I'm going to go bye-bye. And I'm also going to make peace with the Allies. Because that's a war that never really happened. Well, actually, no, what I'm going to do... I'm going to tag over to the Soviets. Because for some reason they still exist. Except they won't accept that. Well, I guess I'm going to stay at war with the Allies. There's just not actually going to be anything happening. Just give this 24 hours. No, I'm not joining a faction, Soviet Union. That would be silly. And I lost my tank design, which sucks. So that was a waste of resources. And then I'm going to cancel my aviation thing, and we're going to start in the Bolivarian Alliance. Simón Bolívar led the Spanish colonies in South America to independence, creating Gran Colombia. He is held in the same regard in the South as independence fighters like Miguel Hidalgo and Mariano Matamoros in Mexico. One of his dreams was the unification of the Latin American nations against the exploitation of the European and Yankee imperialists. We can fulfill that dream. Mordred, try White Peace command. You can do this by typing White Peace followed by a space and the country tags of the two countries you wish to create White Peace between. Okay. Oh, it's Ing, isn't it? No. What do you mean? That? That. Nope. Doesn't work. Yeah, that's what I just did. Oops. Yeah, see, that's what I did. No, because the white piece is still coming up. It knows what the command is. It's just not working. Cyprus has capitulated. Benito Mussolini has announced that the cowardly Cypriot nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of Italian forces. White Peace command is broken. Well, there you go. Ah. There is a way of doing it. Hold on. I'm going to save this in case I screw things up. I'll use the yes-man command, so they always accept diplomatic offers. Allow Diplo. Yes, man. And then I'm going to go to the UC. Offer peace. And then tag Soviet. Offer peace. Tag Mexico. There we go. Doesn't look like they accept the Soviet one though. Wait. Thought the Soviets had joined Italy there for a second. I'm basically just going to treat the Soviet Union as if they don't exist. Is there an annex command?